God would just waltz into the Garden of Eden. You could hear the voice of God walking in the Garden of Eden. And he would come to commune with man, to talk to man, to have that koinonia with him. It was a beautiful relationship that man had with God. And from that relationship, man was able to have this amazing divine nature because he was connected to the divine. He himself had that kind of anointing, and when he was given dominion on this earth and he was able to name animals and tend the garden and do everything as he was supposed to, as vows go, because every relationship has got vows. For example, marriage. A marriage relationship has got vows, that there's things that you agree on. This is how our relationship is. And that's how God and man was in the beginning in the Garden of Eden. That which God told Adam in Genesis chapter 2, the Lord put Adam in the garden and told him to keep it. That is in Genesis chapter 2 verse 15. I'd call them vows because it's kind of an agreement between man and God. And he said, whatever you do, you can eat of every fruit in this garden, but do not eat of the fruit of good and evil. Because the day you eat of that fruit, you will surely die. Now, that vow, of course, as we know, in retrospect, much later, it was one of the worst decisions that Adam ever took, or Eve took, and Adam also followed. And instead of holding to the vow, instead of obeying God or doing according to the agreement they had with God, instead they broke away from their vows. They broke away from what they had agreed with God, and they decided to disobey God and obey the devil. And in that moment, what God meant that they were going to die if they surely eat from that is that they're going to die from the nature, from that connection which they have with God is going to be cut off. Where it's cut off because of disobedience. It was cut off because of sin. Disobedience is sin. And so when they sinned, and God cannot stand sin, that became the separation of man and God in the beginning. And understand this,